Hi guys, this is Tony here from Metal Ruse. You're about to sit down and enjoy an interview I just did um, over there. And so do like and subscribe so you can get all this straight into your streaming and into your consciousness as soon as it arrives. So enjoy the interview, and I will. Over to you, Tony. Lovely to chat with you about this new album that's about to come and the tour that's coming up.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe not the travel, but being down there is going to be nice.
Yeah, yeah, because you were here a lot long ago for the Good Things Festival, weren't you?
Yeah. I think the people and being down there is, sorry for the language, fucking
No,
amazing.
no,
But
no. But you can swear
it
as
hits
much as
me.
you like.
It hits me every time how brutal the travel is, going down and going back home.
Oh yeah, no, it is. Yes, yep. As an Englishman myself who lives over here, I know it's a hard
Ah.
journey, man.
Okay, so you travel a lot between
Yeah,
them.
it's a hard journey, man. It's a
Yeah.
hard journey, and I try not to do it as often as I can.
Yeah. I mean, it takes quite some time for you to, because the first couple of days you're gonna be screwed, whichever way you go.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, the new album comes out in September. Was it October?
No, October.
October.
We're coming in
October.
September, and the album
That's
is
it.
in October.
That's right. I was listening to it the last few days. It's a brilliant album, Joachim. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy to hear. It's always a bit of performance anxiety when writing, but it's been a while since we finished the recording and mixing of it, so it feels well, we feel pretty confident that it's gonna not go down as shit. You know?
Yeah. It's very tight as an album. It's very tight as an album because the theme, of course, we all know how Sabaton's themes are. We know what you write and how you write about what you write about. This is quite a focused album, it felt when I listened to it. Very, very focused because it's legends of war, I'm sure. So it's very, very focused. Did you find that easy to do?
Yeah, I mean, some people think that, putting limits and constraints on the creative process is a bad thing,
Mm.
but I think those are usually not the creative people who say that. A
Yes.
bit of not too much of it, but a bit of constraint
Mm.
or a framework that you're supposed to keep yourself under eliminates a lot of other options.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it's
And
clean, isn't it?
that's
Yeah.
actually sort of contributing rather than hindering the creative process. I mean, obviously, going down and say it has to be exactly like this, then you are stifling the creative process. But to sit down, I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I'm sitting down. I don't know. I'm gonna write music. What's the song about? I have no idea. What kind of music is it? I have no idea. At least I know it's gonna be metal.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
That
yes.
helps.
Yes.
This is not a 90s R&B pop song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and it's rooted in classical 80s heavy metal, which is what we grew up listening to. So
Mm.
it's sort of that thing. We know it's going to be about military history, and then we decided it's going to be about legends. All of that, because let's be honest, that's still an open enough subject. I mean, we could make 15 more albums about great legends in military history and
Mm.
not run out of material.
Yeah. Because it's crazy because I was listening through it today and you start off with things like the Templars and you go, okay, I get there. And then you learn stuff. Always the case with albums like by your stuff. You learn something you never knew. And it makes you think about things like I mean obviously know about Genghis Khan, but I didn't know about Lube excuse me, Lube, is it Lao Bao? Lubu? Is that how you
I
pronounce?
don't know either. Lubu, I think,
Lubu.
but
I didn't know. I didn't know. I had to go and Google it. Which was a really good thing to do because then I learned something. It was
well, there's the thing. I learned because of this album as well, because he popped up on our radar, but I had no idea about it. Maybe I've heard the name or came across it, but
mm,
if that's the case, I had forgotten about it.
mm.
So there's a lot of, I mean, Senusret the third, the ancient Egyptian
Yes,
pharaoh.
that
I
one was
mean,
again
no.
over here. I have no idea. Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, the same for me. I'm just ahead of the curve because I had to write a song about it before. But to be fair, though, um, the starting point of how advanced is your knowledge, the starting point for somebody who's really into military history when you're writing a song about Napoleon
Mm.
might not be. I'm not starting from zero, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because I like the fact there's a mix in there. You know, you've got Joan of Arc, and you've got Napoleon, you got Caesar, Hannibal, or and then Vlad the Impaler, which
Yeah.
was one that I didn't expect in
Yeah,
there.
the thing is with this, we love to have to bring these stories that nobody knows about
Mm.
to life. That's the most exciting thing, to find those golden nuggets. One problem with this album, if nobody's ever heard about them, they wouldn't be legends, would they?
Well, that's exactly. This is true. This is true. Very difficult.
So we
And
sort of had to like, okay, we're gonna have to dig with out of the Western history, and our frame of mind,
mm,
but also we are gonna have to go with the obvious choices. How can you make a song about legends in military history about, let's say, Julius Caesar?
yeah, yeah, it's difficult, right? Because of course he did so much. I mean, I love the way, of course, you throw in the Rubicon, and you have those moments where even if you were in the middle of an album and weren't sure what the person was singing about, you'd hear that word in your guy, Julius Caesar.
Yeah,
Right. You know, it's those nice little moments in there. Like I really love the one about the Joan of Arc track. I thought that was really very sensitively done, considering it's quite a interesting story, as we know, with
yeah.
Joan. So it was really beautifully put together, I thought.
Yeah, Per outdid himself on the lyrics on that one because I was feeling like how do I write the lyrics? I'd
Mm,
written the music already, and we agreed on that song was going to be made of steel. And then
mm.
Per said, "No, I think I got an angle." And I said, "Okay, you go off and do that. I'll do Miyamoto Musashi," which he felt like I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that was another one. Miyu Musashi. I was just saying to my friend earlier, I was like, what an interesting person to deal with, in the
Yeah.
duelist, right? What an
Yeah, and he
interesting.
had, I mean, obviously, also might not be super famous in the Western world, but
Mm,
absolutely not, I guess, a surprise to anyone into Japanese history.
mm,
But for me, the draw there was the philosophical side of him, how he,
mm,
he was an author, and I read his book, The Book of Five Rings, and the pre-choruses are actually inspired and sometimes excerpts from his book, The Book of Five Rings, that he
wow.
wrote himself. And it's more of I mean, it's not all about swordplay and battle here. We're talking about somebody's somewhere in between mindfulness and philosophy as well, and
Mm, mm,
incorporates that into his sort of, yeah,
yeah.
which is a really nice touch. And it gives variety to the album instead of only being big battle.
Yeah, exactly. It has that kind of nuance in it. Has that little bit
Yeah.
of dip before back to the like the end track, Till Sega.
Yeah.
If I'm saying that correctly. That was another thing
Till
I
Seger,
had.
yeah.
Yeah, another thing that was not that new, not that familiar to me. I know you've covered that history before, but this was a little
Yeah,
bit
even that
different.
guy, he's the Lion from the North on the Carolus Rex album. It's the
Yes.
same guy. And
Yeah.
Per, we were thinking about, Gustav of Vasa, the first king of what would be modern Sweden, sort of. So
Mm,
it wasn't the first king in anywhere in Sweden, but we're talking 1500, so
mm,
somewhat what people can relate to today. But he wasn't as legendary, and Per felt like, but it sounds Swedish because of the folk melodies. It's very
mm.
Swedish folk inspired.
Yeah.
And he's like, I hear Gustavus Adolphus, and we had already done it, and we thought, can we do it again? And it's like, of course we can. It's our
Yeah.
fucking song. We can do what the fuck we want with this.
You do what you want, mate. At the end of the day, do
Yeah,
what you want, really. I mean, how many albums now are you in? 11th studio album? I mean,
yeah,
really. I mean, this time in your career, you can do what you like. I would
yeah. And I
absolutely.
mean, in a sense, any artist can do what they like. I mean,
Mm,
it's their song. I mean,
mm,
it's up to other people to judge it and decide if they like it. That's fine. But I mean, if we're talking about art, even if it's a painting, a
mm.
song, or whatever it is, you can do what the fuck you want.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, you can. I was having this conversation with a band earlier today. You know, they were having issues with people chiming in into their social media saying horrible things to them, and I was like, you know what? You're always going to get people like that. They can just jog on. They
Yeah.
can go. If you fill your headspace with that, no, you're going to never get anywhere because there's always people that
No,
hate,
and
right?
it's also a good thing because that means they are creating an emotional response from people, good or
Ah, that's a
bad.
good way of looking at it.
What you don't want is people who don't give a fuck, just walk on by. So having a bit of hate is a good thing.
Do you know what?
Kiss
I've
was
never
fucking
thought about it that
hated.
way. Yeah, that's a very well. That's a, all new, all was it all press? Even bad press is good press, right? As they say, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
a sense. I mean, as long as you haven't done something
yeah.
horrific
Of
to
course,
deserve
of
it,
course, of
then
course. Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
But there's going to be haters. I know. I mean, Kiss is considered, proper metal
Mm,
or hard rock, a proper rock band these days. When they were kind of new, the proper rockers, I mean, they're not young today,
yeah,
but they were laughing at it. What kind of pathetic baby metal thing is that? I mean, metal for babies, not as
yeah,
in
yeah,
baby metal, the band.
yeah.
Uh, and these people who grew up with Kiss, they're not young anymore,
No,
and Kiss is their band.
yeah.
But a lot of people were laughing at them or hating on them. I mean, the amount of shit they got for their, the double S's there,
Oh God,
SS, and
yes.
then
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then the press missing the
yeah.
fact that Gene Simmons is a Jew. That,
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
I
that's
don't know.
right. It makes no sense. That's it. It's just they just want to be hateful. But the album, I just want to say that, so we'll get onto the tour in a second, but musically the album is very strong, I thought. Like it has
Thank you.
very much the DNA of your band. You put one of your tracks on and you can within a few seconds know it's you. It has a real Sabaton DNA in this musically in this album, which I really liked.
Thank you. Yeah,
Mm.
it's we're a evolutionary band, not a revolutionary band for good and bad. I mean, if you listen to any of our albums, especially, or maybe not the first one, but it becomes more and more Sabaton in a way, and we're not going to sound vastly different between one album to the next, but there is going to be a certain evolution.
Mm.
But on the other hand, if you listen to, let's say, this album and our first album, then there's a huge difference.
Oh yes, yes, yeah. I mean, even just the production in this album is brilliant, right?
Yeah, Jonas outdid himself on this one. I don't know. It's created a new problem for us now. We don't even no. We not only do we have to worry about how are we going to make better songs. Now we're going to worry about how are we going to sound better as well.
Yeah, just crazy the because it's so crisp, Joachim. It's so
Yeah, and it's
crisp.
not harsh because
No,
sometimes clarity and hardness and the punch it
mm,
comes with your ears being tired from listening to the album. I mean, I was
mm,
really happy with the production of Great War, which Jonas, same guy, also
mm.
did. Uh, and I love the sound of it, but I found out that listening to it from beginning to end, it was exhausting for your ears. Sort of, you wanted a break in between. I don't get that with this one.
No, I didn't either. And it was one of those albums where I put it on, and was it 40 odd minutes long or something, and I put it on, and from the moment I started to the moment I finished it, felt like it was only 2 seconds. You
Hell,
know, that
thank
kind
you.
of,
That's good.
yeah, that kind of album where, because we've all listened to albums, like you said, where you put it on and go, oh, God, I wish I could stop this thing right now, but I've got to finish listening to it. This was like,
You have that thing. I don't. Trust
uh,
me, I will stop. You still got to write a review or talk about it. So you
yes, I've got to
and
listen to it.
especially you might have to interview the guy or girl, and
Yeah.
so you're gonna have to find something positive to say about it, even though it's
Every time.
horrendous.
Yes, you are spot on, my friend.
I'm
But
lucky I'm not in your position.
yeah,
Wow.
but the pleasure is mine because I get to hear these albums.
Oh yeah, true.
There are moments like this where I put it on and like get like as I said, Impaler and Made of Steel and The Duelist. They're pleasures to listen to. They're heavy subjects. Like all your subjects are heavy. Let's be honest. There's a lot of heaviness in your subject, as in your music, but it's also quite uplifting
Yeah,
as well.
sometimes can be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not. I don't come out at the end of the album and go, "Oh, humans are awful." I come out and go, "Okay, yeah, that's great."
Yeah.
I'll listen to it again.
Well, it needs a mix, and I think our the emotional spectrum that's in our music is also in military history, so it's quite a good match. I think, in
Absolutely.
that sense.
Yeah. And now you're coming over for one, two, three, four, 6 dates in September. Now,
Yes.
I was privileged with my good friend to go and watch your when you did the video, the cinema um, release of the live show that
Ah,
you did. Right, it was amazing.
yes.
You have such incredible live show. You have such an incredible live show. Uh, are you bringing? Are you planning to bring some of that with you this time round?
As much as we can.
Mm,
Unfortunately, reality gave us a check when it comes to the cost of transportation and the time frame between
mm,
the shows, being able to build it. And we're also, let's be honest, we're not playing in front of 20,000 people here.
mm.
So budget and transport is limiting us quite severely in this case. We're bringing everything we can, of course, and it's also fun for us because we are not stuck in, one stage set every day. It's like, okay, this is how it's built and this is how it looks.
Yeah.
Our life looks for 2 more years. Us being, uneven in size, we just came, or not just, a couple of months ago, we were in Latin America where we had an even smaller budget and we had to do with was weird at first, but it was actually quite liberating. It's like, oh, no pyro to worry about today. Okay, I can do whatever the fuck I want at any point in
Yeah.
time. Ah, so
Yeah.
you could actually jump down and interact with the crowd then, which obviously is a no-go on on what you saw on
Yeah.
the Tour to End All Tours concert
Yes.
film with barbed wire climbing over pyro. You can't get, yeah, you could get down pretty damn fast, but you're not getting up on that stage again.
No, and it's yeah, I can't imagine because the amount of stuff that was going on in that show was mind-boggling. Like, you know, Iron Maiden-esque kind of size stuff that you were doing, like with the gunny, the fire flow flamethrowers, and so
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, we love doing all that, but it we need like 20 large shows with an average of over 10,000 people per
mm,
night to be able to set up and roll out with that production.
yeah, I
Because
can imagine.
doing
I can
something like
imagine.
that with actors, it's like a week of putting on shows before you're actually putting on the first show.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're trying to play catch up with accountants.
Yes, of course, because you're playing a mixture size of stages in Australia. Because you're playing like the Hordern Pavilion, which is a crack in Sydney venue, quite not that big, but still a decent size venue. But then you go to Brisbane, where you've got a much bigger venue. So you've got some interesting size audiences to play to coming.
Yeah, our crew is usually doing on situations like this, it is trickier because we can't, I mean, obviously we're flying in between
Mm,
the shows as well, not rolling trucks and tour buses.
yeah, you can't. That's right.
So we are usually using a more adaptable and modular stage set in these circumstances that can look and be rebuilt. Because when we go on that big European tour, we have the same stage dimensions exactly every day, and then because the every single thing that's happening is sort of programmed to a time code, so the lights go up on exactly the same position, and in this case we don't have the time or possibility
So
to
much
do such a
rawer.
production.
Yeah, so
So
much rawer, much more old school, which is
yeah,
probably yeah, yeah.
absolutely, but it's I think sometimes it can be more fun because you don't know exactly what's going to happen every night.
I have to say, I much prefer because is this your first headline tour here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did.
wow.
I think we did like one headline show back in the day when we were. Oh, this must be like 12 years ago when we were there with Nightwish. Maybe we did like
Oh,
a one-off headline show in between because they were having so many days off. So I
yes.
seem to remember we did a headline show in Melbourne or something like
Yeah.
that,
But
or
this is your
maybe a
first
few.
tour. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. And
First tour in 12 years, in a dozen years at least.
it's crazy, isn't it? Right? That's just nuts. I
Yeah.
mean, I remember because my good friend, he's a very, very big fan of yours. Very big fan is an understatement. And he went to see you at Good Things, and he only
Oh,
went
yeah.
there for that. Didn't care for anything else. He just wanted to go and see Sabaton at Good Things. And he said it
And
was
then he got us
amazing.
in the afternoon when the sun was
Yes,
in our eyes. It was like, oh.
yes. What a
And the
crazy
and the
time to
Swedish
be.
polar bears were dying in the heat because it was summer. It's like, ah,
When everyone's just trying to get beer to keep themselves cool.
Yeah.
Well, at least these ones are inside and nighttime and much more your domain. Um,
Yeah, and I mean it's gonna be springtime, I guess, for
Spring,
you. So
yes.
it's gonna be our summertime, so we won't be, dead in the heat.
No, you won't. It's not. I mean, Brisbane will be the hottest place, but even then, you're looking at 26, 27, whatever. It's not that hot.
That's about as warm as it gets for us in the summer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you tell people, guys, 41 degrees here, they go, "What? That's like, aren't you dying?" I'm like, "No, no, it's quite normal."
Yeah. We've been in several places where we've had those kinds of temperatures, and yeah, I understand why people use air conditioners and try to avoid, doing physical things outside in the heat,
Oh God,
because
yes.
being in it all day. I mean, it's one thing to expose yourself to it for a while, but we've been on festivals like, yeah, Spain, where it never went under 40. And
Oh,
then stage time hits and you think it's going to be great. It's still 38 degrees. And you've been in that, a bullfighting arena the whole day, basically, no air conditioning. When you go on stage, your energy is already sapped, trying to then go out in that heat with flamethrowers and everything, adding to that.
jeez.
You're dead after that show.
Oh, I can imagine the weight you would lose, man, because the
Ah,
lights,
true.
yeah, the lights and then of course the strings and guitars get hot and oh, it would be, as an old bass player myself, I know what they're like when they get really hot. So they're
Yeah.
not pleasant at all,
No.
right? But you hear stories. I remember Metallica stories about Cliff Burton saying that he had like third-degree burns on his fingers from playing the bass in the middle of the desert somewhere in the because it couldn't
Yeah.
cool down.
It can be brutal. I mean, some depends on your microphone as well. But if that thing is like a microphone and somebody puts it out in the sun and it's,
Oh,
let's say it's a festival, he puts it out early and that thing is of metal.
oh,
Wow, that can be a interesting first song. Woo,
yeah.
you're bouncing
Well,
that thing between your hands all the time.
the screams are real, my friend. The screams are real.
Yes,
No way of I can get straight to that high C. No problem. I've got it
yes.
without this microphone.
There'll be a lot of bouncing on the microphone, throwing it in the air, like, oh, is he doing juggling the microphone?
Oh, brilliant. And I have to ask before we go, just I'm curious. It's your first, as we said, for some time, major full set here, and so many albums and so many topics and so much concepts. Uh, how do you write the set list for it? I mean, obviously you've got the new album to promote, and that's understandable, but there must be a tricky getting um, everything ready.
Yeah, for us with this one, it was tricky for a while, but then we decided like, yeah, we don't have the whole new album out yet.
Mm,
So we can't give Australia and New Zealand the new album tour. So we decided since we've barely been there, and I mean, yeah, we've been over 4 times, but shorter sets and far in between, let's be
mm,
honest, too far in between. So we decided to sort of let's now focus on, yeah, of course, let's play a track or two from the new album of the singles because it's
yes.
fun and people might want to hear that. But the focus is going to be more of the stuff you never had the chance to hear. Because if we're playing on a festival or support, we're playing short sets.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're very limited in what songs we're able to play because there are always going to be like 5 must plays
Mm,
songs. So maybe half our set is stuff we have to play and has been played every time we've been to Australia. Now we'll have the time to expand onto the tracks we didn't have the chance to play. And then we're looking into, can't make any promises, but the hope and plan is to sort
mm.
of, before the Legends cycle is over, to be able to cycle back and then come with, now we're in Legends territory,
Oh,
and
brilliant.
give you that thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, it might be disappointing some people here, but also good news.
Oh, it's always tricky, man. 11 albums, and your fan base is rabid. Joachim, is rabid fan base, right? They love your stuff, and it will always be hard to pick your favorites. You know, I mean, I've got my
Yeah,
favorites.
and
It's always gonna be tricky.
trying to squeeze too much of Legends in here. If we were to play all of the tracks we released by the time we get there, we might have a problem with well, what do we play next time then?
Well, exactly, exactly. And I find as well, because I'm lucky to hear the album in advance, I know the album already. Like I've listened to it 3 or 4 times, right? So I'm expecting, oh, you're going to play it. It's your tour. Of course, it's not the tour because it doesn't come out till October, right? So
Yeah.
you're sort of playing on the back behind it
Yeah,
before it
we're
turns
sort of
up.
in between land. This is
Mm,
always the trickiest part, or at least for us. We're in the in between land now of two
mm,
cycles. We have technically ended the War to End All Wars tour cycle,
mm.
but we're not really in Legends land anymore.
The
So
limbo, yeah,
yeah,
limbo,
we got a bit like that. So our
no man's
choice
land.
in this case has been let's do a little bit of the new, but only a taste of it because it's fun and people might want to hear that. And
Yeah.
then we can come back and do the full Legends thing next time instead.
I think so, man, because this album it has to be heard. I reckon it'd be fantastic to hear it in full, like a full run of it, because it does flow really well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But we realized, quite recently, we also given us by solving the problem on how to do it in Australia, we're screwed in Europe.
Yeah. Yes, that's your biggest, and that's the place to be. It's in Europe.
Yeah, and well, to be honest, like we've already played there so much, and then we really got to play the new one, and then when we're starting the set list, it's been a few months ago. We started, okay, let's add up all the must-have songs. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a whole bunch, and then let's play the almost must-have songs, and it's like that's already a set list, and we haven't put anything from the new album in yet.
Oh God.
Shit, we got to start, removing stuff, which is a luxury place to be in as an artist.
Do you know what, Joachim? Yes, it's a luxury to be in your because you've got to enjoy what you're doing. There's no good you playing the same crap, and if you not say crap, I don't mean that. But, saying the same
Yeah, yeah, I know what
thing.
you mean.
You know what I mean? And going, oh, I'm so bored. I just keep playing the same thing over and over. AC/DC options. Like
But
you,
in a way, we are lucky in that sense because we are very different in size depending in the world where we are.
mm,
We might be in some places we are without a doubt a 25,000 people band,
mm,
and in other places we are 1,500 people band. That's
yeah,
quite a big difference. And also with our music and our lyrics, there are different songs are going to be relevant in different places. So
of
we're really happy now
course.
because we get to play Cliffs of Gallipoli because that makes total sense in Australia and New
Oh,
Zealand.
absolutely. Yes, yes.
So that's a little bit of an advantage for us. And then we go to Finland or Poland, and there are going to be different songs that we have about their history that they're going to want to hear. So a bit of a luxury problem there.
Yeah, yeah, and long may it be the case because that's fantastic. That means that you're all things to all people when it comes to your music, right? It's a universal language, but you're at the same time very special to certain people. But like you said, Cliffs of Gallipoli, I don't think there'll be a dry eye in the house after that one here. It's
I
gonna,
love playing that song.
yeah, it's a tremendous, tremendous number. It's just infinite, isn't it? The amount of things that you and your band can tap into. It's quite crazy the information that we can glean as well from listening to your music. As I said earlier, you learn stuff you didn't
Yeah,
even
but it's
think
a
of.
double-edged sword. It closes some doors, it opens others. I
Mm,
mean, in certain situations, people have been issue in Australia, but in certain places in Europe, singing about a certain subject would put you in a certain political group, and by only breaching that subject, and then
yes.
people are going to fight over that. So,
Yeah.
but we decided the only way to deal with that is to, sorry, bring out the fingers and go,
Yeah.
we don't give a shit. We just sing about history.
And that's right, isn't it? It is, and again, of course, it's particularly recent history. It's more. It's like we know more about the Roman Empire than we do about what certain people did in 1939. If you know what I mean, like it seems to be more. It's palatable to understand to listen to about the sort of abuses that the Romans did over the Carthaginians, but it's not acceptable to talk about that. It's an interesting
And
factor
it's
to
always the
distance.
interesting thing. It's different for us who are traveling,
Mm,
almost globally, to see how what's okay and what's not okay. It's very different culturally where you are in the world. There are
mm.
some things you do and don't do in America that are totally
Oh yes,
normal to talk about in other places of the world, and vice versa.
yeah.
Every country has a don't mention the war theme.
Yeah, but you may have got away with it.
Yes, I think so. We made a career of it.
Yeah, and long may it rain. It's been fantastic. You know, you always bring such energy to your music and such passion to the subject, which is something that is not necessarily that common in the music industry, to be honest. Um, these days, I don't think. So
We're
long may it
lucky in that
rain.
sense. Our personal interests are aligning with our professional interests, if you will.
There you go. See,
So
yep, and that's wonderful, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, I'm not feeling like I'm reading a history book or watching a documentary like I'm doing
No,
work. I mean, yeah, maybe if I need to read a lot about that exact subject all the time because I'm writing a lyric, sometimes it could feel like homework, yes. But in general, I mean, if I'm absolutely gonna read or watch history this week,
yes.
because I like it.
I'm never away from a history podcast. I'm never away from one.
Yeah.
They're
As soon as I
constantly
get in a
throwing.
car, it's like, oh, new episode, let's go.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. I didn't know about that one. There we go. Particularly, although I mean, it's not war, but I'm more into the prehistoric and prehistory. That's my thing.
Oh, but for me personally, I'm into all history. It's
Mm,
just that military history is what works with our music. But for me,
mm.
it could be anything from the spy games in the Cold War to the rise and fall of the Medici family in Renaissance
Wonderful.
Italy, which is,
Yes. Yeah. It's wonderful, isn't it? And I think as we get older, we get more interested. I think in that subject, in subjects like that.
yeah,
So
because we become more and more part of history. It's
well,
our domain now.
yeah, you're exactly right. Our footprints are bigger than they were when we were
Future
18.
belongs to the kids. That's why
Yeah.
we're
Oh dear. Well, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for chatting. I hope to see you in Sydney. I think I might make that journey. My friend will definitely
cool.
be there. With he's here. Say hello. There you go. Wait.
Hello.
How are you, brother? Can't wait to see you next
All
month.
good. Cool. I'll see you in Sydney then.
Yes. I said, oh, I'm talking to you because I've got to kind of sit in. I was like, yeah, of course you can, mate. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on and chatting with us. And I hope the album, when it's released in October, is taken to the fans as well as I think it should, because it's a really focused tight album.
Thank you.
And
So do I.
yeah, man, it's a corker. My favorite one so far. I mean, I thought I liked War to End All Wars, but this one, I don't know. It's just something directional I like about it. Just
Oh,
feels tight.
I'm
Yeah,
happy to hear that.
yeah. All right. Thanks for coming on, man. See
Thanks
you
for
in
having me.
September. See you, man.